No doubt a sigh of relief after two boys reported missing around 9 o'clock last night in the Garden River area were found safe and sound. Isaac Jones and Tyson Tebow were found around 10:49 last night. A search for the boys was conducted, and according to Facebook posts, Garden River Police, along with volunteers, searched nearby rivers in the First Nation area. No further details are available. A yearbook photo of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau wearing brown face makeup at a 2001 costume party detonated yesterday on the federal campaign trail. Time magazine has posted the photo, which it says was published in the yearbook from the West Point Grey Academy. Trudeau apologized following the publication. Opposition leader Andrew Scheer called Trudeau not fit to govern this country, and NDP leader Jagmeet Singh said people will be hurt by this.
In 2001, when I was a teacher out in Vancouver, I attended an end-of-year gala where the theme was Arabian Nights. And I dressed up in an Aladdin costume and put makeup on. I shouldn't have done that. I should have known better, but I didn't. And I'm really sorry.
Right now in the campaign, how do you feel about this coming out right now in the campaign?
Obviously, I regret that I did it. It's not about timing. It's about having done something that I shouldn't have done. And I'm really sorry I did.
Like all Canadians, I was extremely shocked and disappointed when I learned of Justin Trudeau's actions this evening. Wearing brown face is an act of open mockery and racism. It was just as racist in 2001 as it is in 2019. And what Canadians saw this evening is someone with a complete lack of judgment and integrity, and someone who's not fit to govern this country.
Well, that's just it. It doesn't jar me personally, if I can be really honest with you. When I was growing up, I fought racists. I dealt with them myself, and I fought back. But I got a message from a friend who reminded me that there's a lot of people out there that couldn't do that. They couldn't fight back. They didn't have the ability to do that. They couldn't do it themselves.
This case was in a high school aged youth, and the individual had no other health issues whatsoever.
Health officials say a teen from London, Ontario, who was using e-cigarettes daily suffered a severe case of pulmonary illness. The Middlesex London Health Unit says they believe it's the first confirmed case of vaping-related lung disease in Canada. Dr. Christopher Mackey, the unit's medical officer of health, says the youth was initially on life support but is now recovering at home.
This case was carefully investigated by our local physicians, and there was no other cause, no infectious cause, no hint of any neoplasm cancer, no other immune-related issues. The only issue that was identified was that the individual vaped e-cigarettes. In Canada, where youth smoking rates have been low and dropping for many years, what happens is the reverse. You start people on that smoking-related behavior, and in particular, the e-juice contains high amounts of nicotine, making it very addictive. So in that situation, you're actually getting people addicted to a product. Then, when they run out of money, because it is very expensive, cigarettes are much cheaper, and you start to see that smoking behavior start up. So that's the concern that we see in Canada.
Representatives of a First Nation said yesterday, as they called for help covering the cost of evacuating the community, that an abrupt downturn in an already poor water quality situation poses more of a safety risk than the federal government is willing to acknowledge. Most of the 250 residents of the Neskintanga First Nation, a member of the Anishinaabe-Aski Nation, flew out of the community on the weekend after untreated water began flowing from local taps and water pressure tapered off dramatically. Nangrand Chief Alvin Fiddler attributed the problem to a malfunctioning water treatment pump. He said the community has been under a boil water advisory for nearly 25 years, but said the pump failure caused an immediate spike in visits to the local nursing station from residents complaining of skin irritation and other ailments. The decline in water pressure, he added, also compromised the community's capacity to respond to emergencies such as fires. Fiddler said Neskantanga Chief Chris Munias asked the federal government to assist with a community evacuation, but was declined. Munias did not respond to a request for comment. Indigenous Services Canada, the federal department responsible for working with First Nations communities, said it did not see a need for the full evacuation that saw residents flown to Thunder Bay. Department spokesperson William Olskamp said the malfunctioning pump posed no immediate health or safety risks, describing the resulting evacuation as optional. The department's advice to chief and council was to minimize disruption to community members, knowing that the issue could be repaired in a short time frame. Olskamp said in a statement, noting the pump was actually repaired by Tuesday and an environmental official was on site testing the repaired system. He said that Mattawa Tribal Council has begun water sampling, and if the chief thinks the results are acceptable, residents could start returning 24 hours later. He added that officials will review the costs after they're submitted.